Welcome to another episode of Area 69 After Dark. Alrighty, you guys, so tonight's episode is going to be a little solo dolo moment because it has definitely been quite a while since, just you and I have hung out without a guest, without, this and this and that, whatever. And I definitely do have a lot to talk to you guys about. Um, my life in the past month has been super duper eventful, and I hope you guys have noticed that because I have literally been trying to put in so much work with going to events, meeting new people, just getting out of the house, you know what I mean? And I am definitely taking advantage because right now Isaac is not working. So obviously when he's not working, that gives me a little bit more freedom to just like go out and work besides working from just straight up home, because as you guys know, I do vlog my day-to-day life, but I don't really vlog like my family life. I don't vlog how I mother. I don't vlog very much about that. So whenever I get a chance to like go to events or like just do new things, meet new people, I most definitely have to take advantage of that, which I have been. And I can definitely see how that has been helping me out because I feel like you guys feel more connected to me. You guys are seeing me with more new people that you guys haven't seen me with before. So I'm definitely super thankful for that. Shout out to Isaac. Shout out to Isaac, but also like, I mean, you're just being a dad. Like, but I will say that a lot of the times, well, every single time I go out to an event or to meetings or anything like that, I do feel guilty in a sense, but I'm sure every mom feels guilty to have to leave their child for a few hours. But I feel like for me, I feel more guilty because I don't have a typical 9 to 5 job. So sometimes I feel like, how do I say this? I feel like sometimes the comments obviously will get to my head because every now and then I will get like hate comments where it's like, oh, you need to be with your child, like this and that. But what different is my job than a 9 to 5 job? Obviously it is different, but I guess overall what I'm trying to say is that like everything I do is for my job. You know what I mean? I also have to work. And like I said, Isaac is not working right now. So guess what? That means I have to work double, triple the amount because hello, duh, bills have to be paid. Like they don't go on hold. And one person that I always see that gets so much hate about like working, about, just being out and about is Wendy Ortiz. And honestly, like now that I'm kind of not even like going out all the time, but I just have a lot more events to go to, a lot more things to get done and stuff. I kind of like, I feel like I can kind of understand where she's coming from because she gets so much hate when it comes to her daughter. And it actually makes me sad because I'm like, dude, this is your job. Like, this is legit your job. Like, you're bringing money to your baby, bringing money to your family and stuff. Like, you got to do what you got to do to a certain extent. Just because we don't clock in and clock out like how a normal 9 to 5 job would, doesn't mean that we're not putting in work. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, just to throw that out there because I definitely have that like at the back of my head whenever I do have things to do because I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get hate, I'm gonna get hate. But at the end of the day, fuck it, whatever, bitch. I have to do what I gotta do. And not only that, but like, I really only vlog my eventful days. Like, genuinely, I really rarely ever vlog like me being a mom, me like day to day type stuff. I typically only like to vlog whenever I go out and about and stuff. But not only that, because I have realized that at this stage of my career, the more I put out, the more intimate stuff I put out, the more people judge. Do you know what I mean? So that's one thing that I have definitely learned over the years is to, yes, like I love you guys and yes, I will always make content for you guys, but there is a big amount of people that just don't see it the way you and I do. Does that make sense? Like, there's always going to be people that like sit there and talk shit. And it's not even that like it phases me like that. I just don't want to deal with it. I just don't want to see it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's kind of why I don't really vlog like day to day, like from when I wake up to when I go to sleep, like Emmy's shower routine, Emmy's this and that routine. I just, like, and also I'm not a family channel. Like, yes, I have a family now, but like I'm not a family channel. And that's one thing that I always said from the start when I first showed Emmy. I always said that I wasn't going to become a family channel. Who knows, maybe like, I don't know, 5 years down from now, like maybe I will become a family channel. But as of right now, I just, I'm good. Like, I'm good. So, anyway, with that being said, me going on a rant, I have been so fucking booked and busy the month of August and also like September, which is obviously it's September now. And you know what? Like, I'm not gonna lie. I have met so many new people. I've been to so many events in the past month that is just like, oh my gosh. Like, little Annie is so freaking happy and excited because, believe it or not, but throughout the 11 pretty much 11 years that I've been doing social media, I feel like I haven't really been getting myself out there as much as I am now. Or maybe it just hits different because I'm a mom now, obviously. Um and I really wasn't doing like events or anything like that for like quite a while. But dude, I literally have been, I don't know, I just feel like I'm thriving again. I feel like I'm thriving again. Um, and it's so nice for me to be able to go on TikTok and see that, I'm with Mary, I'm with Jose, I'm with Alan, I'm with Rex. I'm just with like different type of people now. And I don't know, it feels good to know that like I'm finally kind of starting to break out of my shell once again. So, yeah. Anyway, literally, I think it was maybe last week, I ended up going to the TikTok headquarters. Dude, I went to the TikTok headquarters. Like, bitch, what? Like, what? That is such a big deal to me because I've never been to the Instagram headquarters or the Snapchat headquarters or anything like that. And I'm sure you guys have seen like a lot of other influencers already done that, but for me, I just did it. Like, I just did it. And I do want to give a huge shout out to Jose Tings because he actually was like an outlet for me to get invited to the TikTok headquarters because me and him were live when we were at downtown LA the other day. If you know, you know. But yeah, we were live. And then one of the guys from the TikTok headquarters reached out and they invited both of us to the headquarters. So we went, and then that day I actually got to meet Mary's Boutique, which she is so iconic, such a gorgeous girl. I also met her sister, and yeah, they're just really, really nice girls. And I don't know, I just feel like getting to meet people in this industry besides my circle, it feels good. Like, it actually feels really, really good. It feels like I'm doing something right. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was super iconic. Like, it literally was pretty much like a whole class set up for, the meeting or whatever. And I got to learn a lot of like the ins and outs of TikTok. And now I have like an actual connect to like the TikTok team. So if I ever have any issues or if I ever want to like work on new projects or anything like that, I can reach out to them. Like, what? Like, dude, that's iconic. So if I ever get banned, hopefully I have a connect and I'll get my account back. But yeah, dude, it was super duper iconic. And then the other day, I also went to a Patron event with Alan. Shout out to Alan because I was his plus one. But just even being there and seeing all the other influencers, like, it's just, I don't know, like, it's nice. It's actually really, really nice. And I feel like it also obviously does good for me, like work wise, because like people are seeing my face more. People will recognize me more and stuff like that. So yeah, that event was so fun. Becky G performed obviously because it was a collab with Patron. And she is so fucking gorgeous. Like, she is such a petite little sweet thing, girl. Like, she is literally stunning. Her voice is amazing. Her backup dancers were so iconic. And then also, of course, I couldn't leave the event without the little fucking vasitos. Like, bitch, I am that fucking tia that takes the centro de mesas because, girl, they were way too cute for me to just like walk away from that event without them. So I ended up taking two of the little Patron bottle cups. One for me, one for Isaac. Can't forget about Isaac. So definitely stay tuned for all the vlogs because I have all the vlog footage from all of the events, the downtown LA. I also filmed with Jenny. Speaking about that, I also Abby, I also met Miss Munchies, girl. Hi, primitas. Yes, queen. I finally met her after seeing her on my TikTok For You page like for months now, after all the times that she's made me hungry through her videos because she's like a mukbang girl. Dude, and she eats so fucking good. So if you guys haven't watched her content, be sure to watch it like ASAP right now. Take out your phone and search her up, girl, because girl. But anyway, so I ended up meeting her the other day at Alan's house, and we just kind of had like a little kickback, a little smoke sesh, and it was all vibes, dude. It was all vibes. And then, we were just kind of talking, and she told me like, "Hey, dude, like I was obsessed with comiendo con nosotros," and I was like, "Shut up, really? Comiendo con nosotros." Oh my gosh, that feels so weird to say, but yes, dude. So she brought up Comiendo con Nosotros and she was like, "Yeah, dude, like you actually inspired me a lot for like my eating videos and stuff like that." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, no way." And she just kind of kept like referencing like old stuff from before, like Area 69. I don't know, like little cositas. But the point is that she kind of sparked a bulb in my brain. And I was like, oh my God, she kind of like unlocked memories for me. And when she was talking to me about all that, maybe it's because I was like Liddy McTitties as well, but I was like, oh my gosh, I do remember that. Like, oh my gosh. And then I just kind of went like on a deep dive, like silently in my head. Like I probably looked like a fucking psychopath. I probably looked like I was zoning the fuck out because I was, but it's because I was literally so deep in my thoughts that I was like, oh my gosh. And I started to unlock memories and I was like, oh my goodness. I kind of started to cringe. I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie because I just remembered all my pendejadas from my like 18-year-old years, 19-year-old years. And I was like, Mood, this is gonna be something super iconic to talk about during the podcast. Because, dude, the story that I'm about to tell you guys is actually really embarrassing. Like, it's genuinely really fucking embarrassing. And, well, I'm just gonna spill the tea right now, here, right now, because when else am I gonna do it? Oh my gosh, you guys, I am like legit cringing. And even in that moment when I was talking to Miss Munchies and she was talking to me about like comiendo con nosotros and stuff, like I was legit cringing so bad because I unlocked this memory that I had completely forgotten about. And I most likely forgot about it because it was so embarrassing, even to myself, that like I just deleted that memory. But she refreshed it. So shout out to Miss Munchies. Shout out to her because tonight you guys have an iconic episode because of her. Like, do you ever look back at when you were 18 or 19 years old and you just cringe at what the fuck you would do? Like, it's crazy to think that your mindset really does change drastically as you get older. Like, drastically. Okay. So, anyway, so this was, I cannot sit here and tell you guys exact years or anything like that because I don't necessarily remember. I just remember certain things. Okay. So this was definitely like during my Live Beyond Limits era. So I think this was possibly like 2018 vibes. But this was for sure back when I was like a stoner, like stoner. So at one point, believe it or not, but I did want to become a rapper. Okay. So this was when I was legit freshly moved out of my mom's house. I felt like I could do whatever the fuck I wanted. Like I would even sit there and like rap, like freestyle. But girl, thank God I do not have footage of any of that because I'm not a rapper, girl. Like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But for some reason, I at that point I felt like I could literally take on the world and do whatever the fuck I want and just run with it. So this was like my rapper girl era. And I don't even think I ever like publicized that or anything like that. But when I was shooting for Live Beyond Limits, my videographer at the time, he was doing the commercials for my event or whatever. And I had actually told him that I wanted to be a rapper, that I wanted to make music, that I wanted to do all this. Jenny 69, I'm coming for you. Just kidding. Yeah, no, dude, but So I had told my videographer about my lifelong goal of wanting to be a rapper, even though I just suddenly wanted to be a rapper all of a sudden. And he was like, "Oh, I actually have like a studio, and the studio is actually at this place where I want to shoot your commercials at." So I was like, "Okay, bet, say less, girl." So así quedó, whatever. We ended up going to the studio, took the pictures, did little commercials and stuff like that. And then he was like, "Hey, well, do you want to check out the music studio? It's literally upstairs. The producer's in there, the music guys, I don't know, techie guys. I don't fucking know anything about music. And I didn't know anything about music at that point either, but I swore I wanted to be a rapper." Anyway, he told me to go up to check out the studio. And I was like, "Okay, cool." And then we went up to the studio. I met the producer guy. I met the other techie guy. I'm not sure what to call him, but the música guy. I don't know. So then the videographer was like, "Oh, why don't you just like test it out right now?" And I was like, "Oh, well, oh, like I don't like we can plan a day. Like we can plan a day." Me being shy. Me trying to be a rapper without wanting to actually rap. So whatever, así quedó. I heard some beats and stuff like that. So I was even more hyped up on like pursuing my rap career. And at this point in time, I was like really obsessed with like Lil Pump, what's his name? Ski Mask, the God or something like that. Ugly God. It was like very much that era where like that type of rap was like really popping and booming. Like the screaming, the XXX, all that stuff, okay? So I felt like I really had a chance at this shit. And obviously, since I had followers and stuff, I was like, okay, I can definitely run with this. So nothing ended up happening with the studio. Obviously, I never booked them or anything like that, but I still had that like career that I wanted to pursue or whatever. And one random day, I ended up getting a DM from a rapper and he was verified and everything. I had never heard of him personally, but he was verified, he was legit or whatever. I went on his pics, I went on his posts and stuff, and he obviously looked like that aesthetic. Like he had the little braids, he had chains and stuff, he had swag, whatever. Y'all already know. He fit the criteria. And he had hit me up and he was like, "Hey, like, I want to talk to you about something." And at the time, I really didn't think much of it. Like, I didn't think of it like as being a scam or anything like that. I legit was like, oh my gosh, especially because when I went on his page, he had actually had a collab with 6ix9ine, which 6ix9ine was really popping and booming at that time as well. So in my head, I was like, oh my gosh, this rapper works with 69. He has a song with 69. Like, I need to get in contact with him, especially if I'm trying to pursue my rapping career. So I ended up responding to him and I was like, "Hey, what's up? Like, let me know." And he was like, "What if, bitch?" He said, "What if we take pictures, do content together, and pretend to be in a relationship for the clout? Like, let's just do it." And I was like, "Okay, sure, count me in." Like, I literally did not think twice, three times, four times, five times about it. Cause I was like, oh my gosh, maybe this is my opportunity to kind of, go with my new career. So I obviously ended up texting him back and I was like, "Yeah, I'm down, whatever." So he ended up sending me his number. He ended up sending me like details of when we would meet, what time, where, whatever, blah, 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 all that good stuff. And fun fucking fact. Oh my gosh, dude. I hope she remembers this because this is just too funny not to remember. And I'm more than sure she does remember this. But this was when I was like really good friends with Life Being Des. And I told her to come with me, bitch. She was like a really good friend, dude. Like super good friend, especially because she was down to support my little career dreams or whatever. So I ended up inviting her with me because I was like, okay, I'm a pendeja, but I'm not too much of a pendeja to go alone to meet this random ass guy and take pictures as if we're in a relationship. Okay. So it was pretty much like a full day type of thing. So I was like, there's no way I can go alone. So I hit her up. I was like, "Hey, are you down to come with me?" Obviously, she was fucking down. So shout out to you, Life Being Des. So after that, the day finally came for us to go. We went out to LA. And I'm not gonna fucking lie. The aesthetic that he posted on Instagram didn't match where he lived, the environment he lived in, nothing like that. And not to be a judgy bitch or anything like that, but like this dude was like flaunting like he was rich as shit, okay? Not that I was in it for the money, but I was literally expecting like the full fantasy. Do you know what I mean? So we pull up, it was literally just like some random apartments, little camita. I don't even think it did have a bedroom. I think it only had one bedroom, but he lived with other people and it was just not what it seemed. Like literally from the very beginning, me and Des were kind of like we kind of already had a feeling that this was not gonna go how we expected it to go, okay? So we get there, we smoked a little bit obviously, and feeling out the vibes, whatever, planning out the pictures and stuff, whatever, blah 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 blah. We ended up starting our photo shoot, okay? So the photographer was there or whatever. um he was throwing out ideas of like what we can potentially do for pictures or whatever for the content, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm down. And his ideas weren't bad or anything. Like it was pretty much like, oh, let me hug you, like let's hold hands, let's this, let's that, whatever, blah blah blah. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'm down for that. I don't care, let's do it. So we took the, candid pictures, just kind of like, obviously like like very much that, okay? And then we ended up going up to the rooftop of the apartment building or whatever. And it wasn't even like rooftop. It was like rooftop, but like not like fancy rooftop. It was literally like fucking, I don't know, like machines and stuff up there or whatever. And tell me why he goes, oh, I think we should kiss for a picture. And I was like, oh, okay. And at this point, I was such a pendeja that I didn't know how to say no to things. So I told him, I was like, okay, cool. But like, obviously not a make out. Let's just kind of like peck and just get the picture and that's it? So we took that picture. It was so fucking awkward. Like, I was literally cringing so bad. I don't know this dude. I've never met him before, never had a conversation with him like that before, nothing at all. And life being Des was literally like right there, just kind of like, do, 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 do. Oh my gosh, that is so fucking embarrassing. So we ended up taking like a picture of us kissing and stuff, or whatever, blah 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 blah. And then we go back to the apartment. Um, and you know what? Now that I'm thinking of this, I don't know where the fuck those pictures went. Like, I don't know, because I did see the pictures, but I don't know if I deleted them. I don't know if he DM'd them to me. I'm not sure where the fuck those pictures went, if I'm being 100% honest with you guys. But anyway, we ended up going back to the apartment, like inside the apartment. We go to the bedroom. Okay? He wants to take pictures on the bed. And I was like, okay, we can take pictures just on the bed, like casual, nothing crazy, nothing crazy. And he was like, okay, yeah. So we took kind of some like me kind of like laying down, like my feet kicking up or whatever, like just kind of like chill vibes. And then tell me why this motherfucker says, let me kiss your feet for a photo. And I was like, I'm starting to think that this wasn't a photo shoot. I'm starting to think that you were trying to get something out of this. But my intentions were not to give him anything whatsoever. I was just trying to get into my rapping career, bitch. Like, what the fuck? So I was like, okay. Okay. Bitch, I'm such a fucking tonta for this. And if I ever have a daughter, like, I'm gonna, like, oh my gosh. Like, we're definitely gonna have a conversation about this. And I don't know. But I'm such a fucking tonta. And I was like, okay, cool. So we did it. He grabs my feet and he's like kissing them for a picture. And tell me why homie tries to start like sucking them. And I was like, okay. I was like, we're done. We're done here. We are most definitely fucking done here. So I ended up, I don't know if I literally just straight up was like, hey, like, no, I'm done. I'm good. Like, I'm going to go home. Or if I casually did it, I'm not 100% sure. I really don't remember. But I most definitely know that I did not let homie suck my fucking toes, bitch. What the fuck? Like, what? What? So I think he most definitely felt my energy and he most definitely felt that I was uncomfortable about the whole scenario. And things just kind of got awkward after that. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. Like, you gotta go. Like, okay, cool. So after that, dude, me and Des were literally like, what is going on right now? Like, what is literally fucking going on right now? Like, what? So we pretty much ended up practically running out of that apartment, and we just, just went back home or whatever. And he ended up DMing me, and I genuinely I wish I still had the DMs. I don't have the DMs anymore. But he ended up sending me the pictures, I believe, or something. I saw the pictures one way or another, but I'm not sure how. I don't know if it was through FaceTime or through a DM or anything like that, but I did see the pictures, and I was just like, hey, you know what? It was pretty fucking weird towards the end. I'm not comfortable with you posting any of these pictures. Like, it's just weird. Like, weird. So please don't post them. Like, please delete them. And that was that. And then afterwards, I do remember that he DM'd me maybe like a few days later and was like, hey, are you upset or something? I didn't even respond back because I was so like icked the fuck out. Even me at my little pendejita stage, I was icked the fuck out because I was like, dude, homie was like, girl, were we trying to take pics for a fake relationship, or were we trying to film for OF? Like, girl, what the fuck? OF wasn't even a thing back then, but is this for your personal records, or what's going on, honey? What's going on? But yeah, dude, like, oh my gosh. So when Miss Munchies was talking to me about all the little things from like little details from our old videos of Comiendo con Nosotros and stuff, it literally brought me like instant flashbacks to like this exact moment that I'm talking to you guys about. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to tell the alien babies about this because what? 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 And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. After that incident, I was like, you know what? I don't think I want to be a rapper anymore. So that was the end of Miss Annette 69's rapping career. LOL. So cringe. So fucking cringe. But hey, I mean, luckily nothing crazy happened. And shout out to Des for coming with me because who knows? Maybe if she didn't go, things would have gotten really fucking weird. Even more weird than things already were. But yeah, dude, good memories. Now they're good memories because it's fucking funny, but girl. All right, enough of my embarrassing ass stories. If you guys want to hear more of my embarrassing stories, please be sure to let me know because I am definitely an open book when it comes to my past. Because, girl, there is definitely a lot to fucking talk about. But it is time for question of the night. So, I did want to start like a new little segment where I answer your guys' questions or I read your guys' crazy ass stories. So, I did go ahead and post it on my Instagram. And I most definitely did get some crazy questions, crazy stories. So let's go ahead and get into it. Obviously, we are going to keep all of these anonymous because we don't want to ruin relationships here. We don't want to cause problems or anything like that. So everything will be kept anonymous, girl. Your secret is safe with me to a certain extent because I am talking about it, but you know what I mean. First runner up says my mans and I would go to a couple dates and would do it in the parking lot in the corners. Okay, girl. Okay. All right. So my first response to that is do your big one, sis. Do what you gotta do to keep your relationship nice and spicy. Like, honestly, I feel like it's been so long since Isaac and I have like done anything like that just because we don't go out anywhere anymore. We don't really go on dates like that anymore or anything like that. But girl, you're doing your thing. Keep your relationship fiery and sexy. Stuff like that is always kind of fun. But most definitely be careful with that because you can get a big fat ticket for that. I'm not 100% sure if you can get arrested for that or not, but yeah, just be careful with that one. This one says, when I was in first grade, I swore I liked girls and got a girlfriend. Honestly, girl, I feel like we all kind of go through that stage. Or are we just the weird ones? Because I feel like at one point también, maybe not even in elementary school, I feel like for me, it was more like middle school where I was like, I like girls. Like, I'm bi. I'm bi. I think that's just kind of a thing. I feel like when we're so young and dumb at that point. We really don't even, not even dumb, we just don't know anything about sex or sexuality or anything like that. And honestly, for me at least, it almost was kind of cool if you were like bi or gay or anything like that. So for me, that was my thing too, honestly. I never kissed a girl, I never like got with a girl or anything, but at one point I swore that I wanted to, be with the girl. But now that I look back, I'm like, what made me think that? Like, what made me think, like, hey, I'm into girls? I don't know. I don't fucking know. I think I just wanted to be cool, just be trendy, I guess. I don't fucking know. So this person said, bitch, what do you do if a fine ass man gave you a cute little yeasty, like cute infection? Is it worth it? Honey, no yeast infection is worth it. Trust me. That is you sacrificing your goods, girl. Never worth it, because one, that tells you that he's either being a little freak a leak. I mean, you said he's fine. So I'm more than sure that he is not only just hooking up with you, but with other women that probably have a stank ass pussy. Like, girl, you cannot be doing all that. Like, you are way too good for that. Like, not in this household. Coming from an at 69, do not do it. Do not do that. Like, honestly, I would say block him, cut him off. Doesn't matter how cute he is, how pretty his thing is. Girl, a yeast infection is not cute for you, mama. Or second, that means that he's not clean himself, which honestly, I feel like both of those reasons are pretty bad in itself. So I would say it's best for you to kind of just cut that shit off. Cut that shit off. Unless you're okay with having a yeasty like 24/7. That's a different story. But from girl to girl, queen to queen, don't do that. That's not giving baddie vibes. It's not. So this next one says, have you ever had a trip out blown out of your mind? I once freaked out and I was hearing noises. Never again. Honestly, I feel like the one and only time that I really had a really bad freaking trip was way back when I lived at my mom's house, like way fucking back. So we're taking it like way, 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 way back to the point where my mom didn't even know that I like used marijuana or whatever. And this was actually when she worked a night job, okay? She worked a night job. So obviously me being a fucking tremenda ass chiquilla, I had gotten an edible from school. Shout out to Panda. Oh my god, shout out to Panda. His name was Panda. That was the plug at school. But he was so nice, dude. He was such a sweetheart. But anyway, so I had gotten an edible from him and he would make them from his house. And dude, they were like, when I tell you that they were so fucking dank, like I fucking mean it. So anyway, I had gotten a brownie from him and I had taken it thinking that my mom was going to go to work or whatever and she was going to be gone for the whole night. My dad obviously would go to sleep early because he works really, really early. He would wake up maybe like at 4 or 5 in the morning. And I think around this time it was maybe about like, maybe like 8 or 9 p.m., 8 or 9. So my mom was already gone. She was going to work. Pobrecita, my mom, huh? My loca stories. But anyway, so she had gone to work and I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna take this little brownie. So I took the brownie and maybe like an hour kicked in, 30 minutes, an hour. Keep in mind this was when I was like really like barely into like the marijuana world. And that shit started to hit me so fucking crazy, dude. Like, I mean, so crazy to the point where, like, if you know, you know, okay? If you know, you know. Edibles are insane. Like, I do not recommend edibles if you are barely attempting marijuana. Even if you don't have a high tolerance for, like, smoking and stuff, I do not recommend edibles because they hit fucking hard. Like, you will trip the fuck out if you're not, like, adapted to that, you know? So I had taken it and it started to hit me so fucking hard to the point where like I literally felt like I was having an outer body experience. And it was actually pretty fucking scary. Like I literally didn't feel like my skin didn't feel like myself. I felt like I could watch myself from a third person perspective. Like I was just like hovering in a corner. Like it was just fucking crazy, okay? So it was literally hitting me so fucking hard. And I was just in my room chilling, listening to music or whatever. And then all of a sudden, my mom ended up coming home from work, bitch. My mom got home from work. I don't know what happened. She got let out early or there wasn't enough work. I don't fucking know what the fuck happened. The point is that she got home and I literally heard the door open and I was like, no, mames, my mom is here. What the fuck am I gonna do? My eyes were bloodshot, 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 bloodshot. My eyes were low, bloodshot red, and I didn't look like I was there, you know what I mean? So she ended up getting home, and I think she ended up like knocking my door or something. I obviously had it locked and I was like, "Oh, I don't feel good. Like I don't feel good." And dude, the panic started to kick the fuck in. So honestly, I feel like my high was even more fucking trippy because I knew I was gonna get in trouble, like hard as fuck. So I ended up just leaving the door locked and then she ended up going back to the kitchen. I came out. I don't know how the fuck. I'm more than sure she probably knew something was going on, you know, obviously, because I never had my door locked like that and I never like would not answer the door whenever she would knock. So I fucking ended up going out to the kitchen and I was like, I don't feel good. Like I don't feel good. And I was just kind of like this. I was like, I don't feel good. Like I don't feel good. And then she was like, "Oh, well, like, ¿qué tienes or qué? ¿Qué te pasa?" You know? And I was like, I don't know, my stomach hurts and I feel tired. So I think I'm just gonna shower and go to sleep. And she's like, okay, well, you know, all right. Like that's fine. So I ended up going in the shower, dude. And when I sit here and tell you that I was literally like this in the shower, I was like, and everything was like this. I felt like I was floating, bitch, like floating so hard. The water was just hitting me. It felt like I was in there for like 3 fucking hours, but I was only in there for maybe a few minutes. And I was just contemplating life. I was like, oh my gosh, why did I take this fucking edible? And why did my mom come home? Like, bitch, what? Please help me. Like, I was genuinely so fucking panicky. And I just ended up taking a shower, hot ass shower. And I was like, hopefully this kind of sobers me up a little bit because I'm actually really fucking panicking. And the shower didn't help. The shower did not help, bitch. Like I probably ate maybe like half the brownie. I don't even know how much the dosage was because it was like a fucking at home edible, but I ate a lot, like half. That's a pretty good amount. So after that I just ended up getting out of the shower and I was like, okay, well, good night, you know, whatever. And then I just took my ass to bed because I was like, I cannot. Ever since then, dude, I promise you I have never had that bad of a trip. But like I said, I'm pretty sure it probably was worse because I felt like I was gonna get in trouble. Mood. This one says, does Alan, your man, tell you anything about your fits? They look bomb as always. Who's gonna tell her? I'm like, first of all, Alan's gay and Alan's my best friend. But no, bitch, if it were up to Alan, I would be in nipple pasties and a fucking G-string 24/7. Girl, he is that hype man for sure, for sure. But no, Alan is not my man. Isaac is my man. And Isaac actually is probably one of the sweetest guys I have ever met or ever been with. He's really not the jealous type at all. At all, at all, at all. Like he will hype me up no matter what I wear, no matter what I do, no matter what dances I do, no matter what I post, which is something that I genuinely really fucking appreciate because that's something that I've never had throughout all of my relationships. Like I feel like I've been with really insecure men in the past and I feel like it definitely which is crazy because my past dudes like cheated on me and stuff, but I guess that says a lot, you know? But no, Isaac is actually really confident with me and he trusts me a lot. And I genuinely do appreciate that because I feel like that's what makes a genuine relationship. But no, he really doesn't care about what I wear, what I do. Obviously, I'm not gonna fucking go out in a G-string and nipple pasties, tampoco, bitch. I'm not gonna do the most, tampoco, pero sometimes I do wear stuff that's kind of a little bit more revealing, but he never minds, dude. He's always like, you look hot. He's like, you look hot. He's like, come home to me. No, but literally, dude, he's actually really genuinely super supportive of me. And I really couldn't like thank God enough for that because I feel like that's pretty hard to find nowadays. I feel like a man that's insecure about their girlfriends or wives or whatever wearing specific things says a lot about them. Do you know what I mean? It says a lot about them for sure, 1,000%. But luckily Isaac is not like that, and I genuinely really, really appreciate him for that because he makes me feel like the baddie that I deserve to feel like because I am that bitch. Girl, I am that bitch. Shout out to Isaac. I love you, baby. So homegirl said, one time I hooked up with a guy. Mind you, we used protection and I still convinced him to give me money for a plan B. I used the money to get my nails in instead. LOL. Bitch, I love that for you. Yes, queen. Yes. You get that shmoney, girl. You get that shmoney. You gave him the goods. You gave him the goods. A hookup is a hookup. You know, whatever, girl. And if he gave up his money like that, girl, whatever. You got your nails done. You got cute. You got. I love that for you. That's actually so fucking iconic. Alrighty, Queen. So I think that is all I have for tonight's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the little cheeseman moments because I most definitely re-embarrassed myself all over again. So if you guys did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like. Obviously, tonight's episode isn't going to be as long as other episodes because it's not like I'm gonna sit here and talk to Casper the ghost, girl. With that being said, I love you guys so much and I will see you guys next Sunday at 7 p.m. Peace.